Good morning. This is Mr. Book Guy, clearly, or Martin. Having seen a very nice film called The Last Mimsy, which has been well documented on YouTube, I'm inspired to do the Jabberwocky for you by Lewis Carroll, aka Charles Ludwig Dodgson, 1832 to 1895. So here we go, with an added bonus towards the end. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome wraiths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the claws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the maxim foe he sought. He rested by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in office thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with his head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O Frabious joy, Callooh Callay. We say that a lot in England, Callooh Callay. Not really. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome wraiths outgrabe. Now, this is supposed to be a nonsense poem, but being English, it all makes perfect sense to me. Nevertheless, I don't know why it doesn't make any sense to anybody else, but it's common usage here. Okay, your bonus this week will be The Hunting of the Snark, a part of Fifth the First. It's too long. I have the books on my brother lent it to me about 15 years ago and never asked for it back, so I consider it to be mine now. Okay, so it starts with Fit the First, the landing. Just the place for a snark, the bellman cried as he landed his crew with care, supporting each man on the top of the tide with a finger entwined in his hair. Just the place for a snark, I've said it twice, that alone should encourage the crew. Just the place for a snark, I've said it thrice, what I tell you 3 times is true. The crew was complete. It included a boots, a maker of bonnets and hats and hoods, a barrister brought in to arrange their disputes, and a broker to value their goods. A billiard marker whose skill was immense might perhaps have won more than his share, but a banker engaged at enormous expense had the whole of their cash in his care. There was also a beaver that paced in the deck. Sorry, beaver. A would have sit making lace in the bone, and had often, the bellman said, saved them from wreck, or none of the sailors knew how. There was one who had famed for a number of things. He forgot when he entered the ship his umbrella, his watch, all his jewels and rings, and the clothes he had bought for the trip. He had 42 boxes, all carefully packed, with his name painted clearly on each, but since he admitted to mention the fact, they were all left behind on the beach. The loss of his clothes hardly mattered, because he had 7 coats on when he came, with 3 pairs of boots, but the worst of it was he had wholly forgotten his name. Now, I will be doing the rest of The Hunting of the Snark, in my good time, of course, and I hope you enjoyed this. It's really silly, but as I said, it all makes sense to me, but then again, I am a Brit. Okay, so look forward to next week's exciting episode. You can really look forward to it, because it's going to be really good. And for now, I'll say adios.